Hi guys, this is going to be the tutorial that is going to show you how to make this soap saver. All you need is some worst weight yarn, medium size, or 10-ply yarn, and 6mm hook or a size J hook for the US. You can use two different colors like I did here, or do the whole thing in variegated yarn, which is what I'm going to do this time. And all you do, take your 6mm hook, make your slip knot, and you want to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now in the second chain from the hook, you want to go under 2 stitches. See how they have 3 stitches in this one? You want to go under just 2 of those. This yarn that I'm using for this tutorial is cotton and pack, but it's the same ply, so you can use this or you can use worst weight. But you see how there's 2 stitches on the top? You want to single crochet into this second chain from the hook, just like that. And you want to continue to single crochet all down the rest of your 14 stitches. 13 stitches. You'll have a total of 14 at the end of the row when you get to here. And I'll see you when you get done with that. Now I've got my 14 single crochets done. And now what I want to do is turn it upside down like this. And then the same stitch that you did, the very last stitch that you did, you want to go into that same stitch and single crochet. And then you want to go into this next stitch and single crochet. You're going to be doing another 14 single crochets on this side as well, all the way across, using this bottom stitch from the last round. So at the end of this row, you'll have 14 stitches as well. Okay, I'm at the end of my row. I have 14 stitches here and 14 stitches on this side. And now what I want to do is go ahead and single crochet into the first stitch from the previous round. Now you want to go ahead and mark this spot with a marker of some kind. I'm going to go ahead and use a smaller needle here. Just to get a bit of string that's a different color, just something to mark your spot here, so that you know that's where the round begins. So that's 1, and you need a total of 28 stitches all the way around, and that's your first. And what you want to do is just continue to single crochet in all the stitches all the way around for a total of, let's see, from rounds 2 to 8. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 rounds. So you'll need a total of 8 rounds. You've done 1. So do around 7 more times, and then I'll see you back. Okay, I'm back. I got to the end of my 8th row of single crochets, and you should have 14 and 14, which means 28 stitches total. And for this round, the 9th round, we're going to be doing 4 single crochets and then 1 decrease. So do 4 single crochets as normal. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And after the 4th, you want to do a decrease, just like that. Then single crochet 4 again. And then do another decrease. Pull up a loop, pull up another loop, and go through all 3 loops, just like that. And continue to do that all the way around. And by the end of the row, you'll have 23 stitches. Come back up to my marker here. And then you just want to count your stitches here. Make sure you have 23. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23. Now for the next round, we're going to be doing the same thing. Single crochet 4, then decrease 1. And at the end of this next round, you should have 19 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, then decrease. 2, 3, 4, and decrease. Again, I've made it back up to my marker. The last stitch on both of these rows will be a decrease. So I did my decrease, count my stitches, make sure I have 19, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. And then for the next 2 rounds, 11 and 12, you want to just do single crochets. Single crochet in all 19 stitches for the next 2 rounds. And I'll see you back here in a minute. Okay, I'm at the end of my round 12. For round 13, we want to chain 2. Actually, let's slip stitch into this first stitch here. Start from a fresh stitch. Slip stitch into that one, then chain 2. And then in this stitch, same stitch, put 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. My yarn's tugging on me. Okay. Now we want to popcorn the stitch. So turn it over on the back, and this chain 2 that you first did, you want to go into the top of that chain 2. Just make sure, yep, this is the top of the chain 2. And you want to slip stitch. Then you want to chain 1 and turn. Now you want to skip a stitch. So you want to skip this one, and in this one, put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we want to popcorn this, so flip it over, and in the first stitch, the top of the double crochet, slip stitch into that stitch. Chain 1, turn your work back around. Now you want to skip a stitch, and again put 5 double crochets into this next stitch. And you're going to continue to skip a stitch, put 5 double crochets, then turn it into a popcorn stitch, chain 1, skip a stitch, and then do it all over again. And at the end, you should have 10 popcorns. And I'll see you back here when you get to the end of round 13. Okay, I got my 10 popcorns. Just let me make sure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, I got my 10 popcorns done. I'm at the end of my row. Now we want to slip stitch into this space here left by when we made this popcorn. So slip stitch into that space in the row, and then we want to chain 2. Now in the stitch, the chain 1 stitch in between the popcorns, we want to do a double crochet. And then again, in the space here left by the popcorn, we want to do a double crochet. In the space in between the popcorns, we want to do a double crochet. And continue to do that all the way around to the end, and you should have 19 stitches. I'm at the end of my row now, and this is my beginning chain 2 space. I want to slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 space. Chain 1 and cut your yarn. And now to make the ties that go on the bag here, you can choose another color or continue on with the color that you're using now. Either way, sorry, excuse me. Either way, grab your color and let's use a smaller one for this one. Last time I made this, I used a 4mm hook, but you can use a 3.5mm hook if you like. But at least go down 2 sizes. We used a 6, so I'm going to use a 4. So I'm going to use my 4mm hook, create a slip knot, and what you want to do is chain 90. And when you've gotten the chain of 90, I'll show you how to put it through your soap saver. Okay, I've got my chain of 90 done. And what you want to do, making sure that it's all facing the right direction, is go into the beginning chain, get my yarn on the right side. There we go. Slip stitch into this beginning chain here. Then chain 1 and cut your yarn. And you can hide your tails by going in through the chains and pulling your tails through just like that. And then going through the other side, pull through just like that. Pull your yarn, make sure that it stays tight. And hide your other tail on the other side too. Once you have your tail somewhat hidden, you want to fold it in half like this, with this part that's not so attractive somewhere in the middle. And then get your soap saver. Choose which one side that you want to be the back. Also have this little tail to hide too. I'm going to hide it later. You want to pick up your hook your little handle here. I'm just going to, well, it's probably better just to go through like this. Go through one of the double crochets that are at the top and pull this through. And then you want to skip one of the double crochets and go to the next. Pull it up, then pull this through. Skip one. Continue to do this all the way around. Just keep pulling it along. And now I have that bad part hidden behind here. Now we're coming up to the front. I'm going to feed this one through one more time on this side. Then I'm going to switch to this side here. And you can kind of pull to even it out a little bit. Hide that tail in a minute. And there you go. That is how you make the soap saver. And make sure, like this one's starting to come out, the tail part, it's easy enough to pull on one side and then get the other side, this one. Just pull it in there, hide it if you can. But if you can get it under there, it's going to hang like that. And as you pull it, it tightens. And then when you want to put a piece of soap in there, just open it, stick it in there, then you can pull it, hang it back up again. And that's how you make the little soap saver. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.